Did you know that after the age of 65, more than 50% of people develop some degree of sleep apnea, and most don't even realize it? As you watch this video, millions of seniors around the world are experiencing a silent battle every night, a war against their own breathing that could be stealing precious years of their lives. The reality is, alarming studies show that seniors with untreated sleep apnea are 40% more likely to develop dementia, twice as likely to suffer a stroke while sleeping, and 3 times more likely to die suddenly in the middle of the night. But what makes this situation even more worrying is that there are 4 seemingly harmless things you may be doing every night, unknowingly making your apnea drastically worse, while 4 other simple actions could completely transform the quality of your sleep today. Imagine a 72-year-old woman who for decades woke up several times a night, felt constantly drowsy during the day, had difficulty concentrating, and her family noticed that she snored loudly and sometimes seemed to stop breathing. For years, she and her family assumed this was just a normal part of aging. What they didn't know was that each night her brain was being deprived of oxygen dozens or even hundreds of times, causing constant micro-awakenings that prevented deep, restful sleep. Her daytime energy levels plummeted. Her memory began to fail, her blood pressure skyrocketed, and she developed type 2 diabetes. When she finally discovered she had severe sleep apnea and changed just 4 simple habits in her nighttime routine, her life completely transformed. In just 3 weeks, she began waking up rested. Her energy returned, her blood pressure normalized, and she was back to being the cheerful, active person she always was. If you're over 60 and recognize some of these signs, or if you have a loved one in this situation, I need you to understand that every night you spend without taking action is a night lost to your health and longevity. Sleep apnea in older adults isn't just a problem of snoring or fatigue. It's a silent predator that attacks your heart-brain immune system and quality of life. Today, I'll share with you exactly what 4 things you're likely doing that are sabotaging your sleep, and more importantly, 4 simple actions you can implement tonight to start reversing decades of sleepless nights. The good news is that it's never too late to recover your sleep quality. Even if you're 70, 80, or 90 years old, your body still has an incredible ability to heal and regenerate itself when you give it the right conditions. So stay with me, because in the next few minutes you'll discover not only what's causing your restless nights, but also how to transform your bedroom into a sanctuary for restful sleep, how to prepare your body for a restful night, and how to wake up every morning feeling 20 years younger. If you've made it this far, it's because you recognize that your sleep quality isn't where it should be, or perhaps you're worried about someone you love. I want you to know that making this decision to seek information is the first step on a journey that could literally save your life. I invite you to join our community of people who are taking control of their sleep health. By subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications, you're not only accessing information that can transform your nights, you're connecting with thousands of people who share the same challenges and are on the same recovery journey. Our channel is a safe space where I share the latest findings on sleep in older adults, practical techniques you can use immediately, and inspiring stories of people who have successfully reversed years of sleepless nights. Each video is carefully researched and based on scientific evidence, but presented in a way that anyone can understand and apply. By subscribing, you help me reach more people who may be suffering in silence, thinking that sleep problems are just an inevitable part of aging. Let's dispel this myth together and show that it's possible to have restful nights and energetic days at any age. Now let's get straight to the point, the 4 things that are sabotaging your sleep and that you need to stop doing immediately. The first thing that's making your apnea worse is something that practically all older adults do without thinking twice, taking sleeping pills or muscle relaxants close to bedtime. It may seem contradictory after all these medications are prescribed to help with sleep, right? The problem is that many of these medications, especially benzodiazepines, muscle relaxants, and even some antihistamines, cause the throat muscles to relax excessively during sleep. To better understand, imagine your throat as a flexible tunnel. During normal sleep, this tunnel naturally narrows, but still allows air to pass through. When you take medications that relax the muscles, it's as if the walls of this tunnel become too soft and begin to collapse, completely blocking the airway. This makes apnea episodes much more frequent and severe. Studies show that older adults who regularly use these medications can experience up to 3 times more apnea episodes per night than those who don't. Imagine a 68-year-old woman who started taking a muscle relaxant for back pain and an anti-anxiety medication to help with sleep. Within a few weeks, her family noticed that her snoring became much louder and that she seemed to stop breathing for longer periods. Her blood oxygen levels dropped dramatically during the night, causing frequent awakenings and fragmented sleep. When she realized the connection and worked with her doctor to gradually adjust these medications, replacing them with alternatives that didn't affect her respiratory muscles, the improvement was dramatic in just 2 weeks. The second thing that's worsening your sleep apnea is something seemingly harmless: eating a heavy meal or snacks high in sugar and refined carbohydrates within 3 hours of bed. When you eat late at night, especially heavy or sugary foods, several things happen in your body that directly impair your breathing during sleep. First, active digestion increases inflammation throughout the body, including in the upper airways, causing the tissues in your throat to become more swollen and prone to collapse. Additionally, when you lie down with a full stomach, your diaphragm, the main muscle responsible for breathing, can't move freely. It's like trying to breathe deeply while someone is pressing down on your chest. This forces your body to work much harder to get the oxygen it needs, and when combined with sleep apnea, it creates a situation where your body is constantly struggling to breathe properly. Sugar and refined carbohydrates are especially problematic because they cause rapid spikes and drops in blood sugar levels throughout the night. These fluctuations can lead to frequent awakenings and make sleep much more fragmented. Imagine a 74-year-old woman who had the habit of eating a sweet dessert every night after dinner and a snack before bed. She noticed that she would wake up several times during the night, feeling restless, and in the morning she was more tired than when she went to bed. When she moved her last meal to at least 4 hours before bed and eliminated nighttime sugars, not only did her sleep become deeper, but she also woke up with much more energy. The third thing you should stop immediately is sleeping on your back. For most people, especially older adults, sleeping on your back is the worst possible position for those with sleep apnea. When you lie on your back, gravity pulls your tongue and the soft tissues of your throat backward, creating a natural obstruction in your airway. It's like trying to breathe through a straw that's being squeezed. For older adults, this situation is even more problematic because with age, the throat muscles naturally lose tone and become more prone to collapse. Studies show that many people experience apnea only when sleeping on their backs, a condition called positional apnea. Even those who experience apnea in all positions often experience much more severe and frequent episodes when lying on their backs. The difference can be dramatic. A person may experience 60 apnea episodes per hour when sleeping on their back, but only 10 episodes per hour when sleeping on their side. Imagine a 69-year-old woman who had slept on her back her entire life. Her apnea episodes were so severe that she would wake up suffocating several times a night, experience constant morning headaches, and experience episodes of extreme drowsiness during the day that even caused a few minor accidents. When she learned to sleep on her side using some simple techniques I'll share with you shortly, the improvement was so significant that she said she felt like she'd been given a new lease on life. Her apnea episodes decreased by more than 70%. She began waking up naturally refreshed, and her daytime energy completely returned. The fourth and final thing that's sabotaging your sleep is keeping your bedroom too warm. The temperature of your sleep environment directly impacts the quality of your breathing during the night. When your bedroom is too warm, your body can't properly lower its internal temperature, which is essential for entering the deepest stages of sleep. Furthermore, excessive heat causes blood vessels to dilate, including those in the nose and throat, which can increase swelling in the tissues of the upper airways. For older adults, this issue is even more critical because the body's temperature regulation system becomes less efficient with age. Many older adults feel colder during the day and compensate by overheating their bedroom at night without realizing that this is drastically affecting the quality of their sleep. The ideal temperature for restful sleep is between 16 and 19 degrees Celsius. It may feel cold at first, but your body adapts quickly and your sleep quality improves significantly. I need to pause here and ask something important. How many of these 4 things do you recognize in your own routine? Perhaps you're realizing that you've been unconsciously sabotaging your own sleep for years or even decades. I know how frustrating it can be to discover that things you thought were harmless or even beneficial were actually causing so much suffering. I want you to understand one fundamental thing: you didn't have access to this information before, and there's no blame for what you've done so far. The important thing is that now you know and you have the power to change all of this. If you've identified with any of these situations, please leave a comment below, simply writing, "I didn't know I was sabotaging my own sleep." There's no judgment. You're just a community of people learning and growing together. Each comment you share could be exactly what someone else needs to read to realize they're not alone on this journey. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is admit we didn't know something important, because that honesty opens the door to real lasting change. Now that you know exactly what to stop doing, let's get to the real point. The 4 things you should start doing tonight to completely transform your sleep quality. The first step that will revolutionize your nights is to create a specific breathing relaxation routine 30 minutes before bed. I'm not talking about complicated breathing exercises, but rather a simple technique that strengthens your throat muscles and trains your body to breathe more efficiently during sleep. The technique is called 478 breathing, and it works like this. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7, and exhale through your mouth, making a whoosh sound for a count of 8. Repeat this cycle 4 times. What makes this technique so effective for older adults with sleep apnea is that it not only calms the nervous system, preparing the body for rest, but also strengthens and tones the muscles of the upper airway through conscious control of breathing. During prolonged exhalation, you gently exercise the muscles in your throat and tongue, keeping them firmer during sleep. Studies show that people who regularly practice breathing exercises significantly reduce the severity of sleep apnea, especially in mild to moderate cases. Imagine a 71-year-old woman who religiously implemented this routine every night. In just 3 weeks, she noticed that she not only fell asleep more easily, but also that her episodes of waking up choking had dramatically decreased. She said that, for the first time in decades, she felt like she was truly in control of her breathing rather than being controlled by it. The second key step you should take tonight is to position your body correctly for sleep, using the strategic elevation technique. As mentioned earlier, sleeping on your back is harmful for those with sleep apnea, but simply switching to sleeping on your side may not be enough. You need to strategically elevate your upper body at an angle of approximately 30 degrees. This can be done by stacking pillows under the mattress at the head of the bed or by using a foam wedge specially designed for this purpose. When you elevate your upper body, several beneficial things happen simultaneously. First, gravity works in your favor, keeping your tongue and the soft tissues of your throat in a position that doesn't obstruct your airway. Second, this position improves fluid drainage from the tissues of your neck and face, reducing swelling that can contribute to obstruction. Third, it facilitates diaphragm function, allowing for deeper, more efficient breaths throughout the night. In addition to elevation, you should create a positioning barrier to prevent side sleeping. A simple and effective technique is to place a tennis ball inside a sock and attach it to the back of your nightgown. This makes it uncomfortable to turn onto your back while sleeping naturally, keeping you in the side position. Imagine a 76-year-old who for decades woke up with terrible headaches and a feeling of suffocation. When she started using strategic elevation, combined with side positioning, not only did her mornings become more pleasant, but she also began dreaming again, something she hadn't experienced in years due to fragmented sleep. The third action you should take immediately is to create an optimized sleep environment specifically for seniors with sleep apnea. This goes far beyond simply keeping the bedroom dark and quiet. First, you should keep the bedroom temperature between 16 and 18 degrees Celsius, as mentioned earlier, but you should also control the humidity. Air that's too dry can irritate the airways and increase inflammation, while air that's too humid can promote the growth of dust mites and fungi, which also impair breathing. The ideal humidity is between 40 and 50%. If you live in a dry climate, consider using a humidifier, but be sure to clean it regularly to prevent the growth of microorganisms. If the air is very humid, a dehumidifier may be necessary. Also, invest in proper air purification. Older adults are more sensitive to allergens and air pollutants, which can cause inflammation in the airways and worsen apnea. The quality of your pillow is equally crucial. You need a pillow that keeps your neck in neutral alignment when you're sleeping on your side, neither too high nor too low. A pillow that's too soft can allow your head to sink too far, creating an angle that obstructs your airway. A pillow that's too firm can force your neck into an unnatural position, causing muscle tension that can also affect your breathing. Imagine a 73-year-old who invested time and resources into completely optimizing her sleep environment. She installed blackout curtains, adjusted the ideal temperature and humidity, invested in an air purifier, and found the perfect pillow for her body type. The results were so dramatic that her family initially thought she was using some kind of medical treatment. In reality, she had simply created the ideal conditions for her body to heal naturally during sleep. The fourth and final step you should take tonight is to implement a specific oral and nasal preparation routine to optimize your breathing during sleep. Many older adults breathe through their mouths during sleep due to nasal obstructions, allergies, or simply habit, but mouth breathing significantly worsens sleep apnea. When you breathe through your mouth, your tongue positions itself in a way that can more easily obstruct your airway. 30 minutes before bed, perform a gentle nasal rinse with saline solution to remove any congestion or irritants that may be blocking your nostrils. This is especially important for older adults, as the nose's natural cleansing system becomes less efficient with age. After rinsing, apply a few drops of sesame oil or extra virgin olive oil to your nostrils. This may sound strange, but these natural oils help keep your nasal membranes moisturized throughout the night and reduce irritation that can lead to congestion. If you have a habit of breathing through your mouth during sleep, a simple technique can help retrain your body to breathe through your nose. Practice keeping your lips gently closed during your pre-sleep breathing exercises. You can even use a Small strip of hypoallergenic medical tape vertically across your lips to gently remind your body to keep your mouth closed during sleep. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but most people adapt quickly and notice a significant improvement in their sleep quality. Imagine a 70-year-old woman who had always struggled with nasal congestion and breathed through her mouth most of the night. When she implemented this nasal preparation routine and began consciously practicing nasal breathing, not only did her sleep quality improve dramatically, but her blood pressure, which had been consistently high for years, began to normalize. She discovered that proper nasal breathing during sleep has benefits that go far beyond simply improving apnea. If you're finding this information helpful and are already planning how to implement it tonight, please comment below. Seeing your comments not only motivates me to continue creating content that truly makes a difference in people's lives, but also shows other viewers that these techniques really work when applied consistently. Now, it's crucial that you understand that implementing these changes must be done gradually and thoughtfully. Don't try to change everything at once, as this can be overwhelming and less effective. Start with 1 or 2 changes this week, master those techniques, and then add the next. The most important thing is consistency, not perfection. Even if you only manage to implement 70% of these recommendations consistently, you will see significant improvements in your sleep quality. It's also important to note that these techniques work best when combined with an overall healthy lifestyle. Staying hydrated throughout the day, but reducing fluid intake 2 hours before bed, can reduce the need to get up during the night to go to the bathroom, which disrupts natural sleep cycles. Regular exercise, even just a 20-minute walk a day, significantly improves sleep quality and can reduce the severity of apnea. Timing your meals is also crucial. Eat your last substantial meal at least 3 hours before bed, and if you need a light snack, choose something rich in tryptophan, like a small handful of nuts or a small banana, which can help your body's natural melatonin production. Keep in mind that alcohol, even in small amounts, can significantly worsen sleep apnea in older adults. Alcohol relaxes the throat muscles in a similar way to the medications I mentioned earlier, and its effects can last for several hours after consumption. If you usually drink wine or other alcoholic beverages in the evening, consider moving them to earlier in the day, or better yet, eliminate alcohol completely for a few weeks to see how this affects your sleep quality. Caffeine also deserves special attention. Older people metabolize caffeine more slowly than younger people, so even a mid-afternoon cup of coffee can still be affecting your sleep at midnight. A good rule of thumb is to avoid caffeine after 2 p.m., but everyone is different, so pay attention to how your body responds. I want to address something that may be on your mind right now. What if I try all of this and still can't improve my sleep? This is a valid concern, and I want to reassure you that while these techniques are extremely effective for most people, some cases of sleep apnea may require additional medical intervention. If after consistently implementing these changes for 4 to 6 weeks, you don't see significant improvements, it's important to seek professional medical evaluation. There are several medical treatment options that are especially effective for seniors, from oral devices to more advanced therapies. The important thing is not to give up. Sleep apnea is a treatable condition, and with the right combination of lifestyle changes and, if necessary, medical intervention, you can completely restore the quality of your sleep and, consequently, your life. Imagine a 78-year-old woman who followed all these recommendations religiously for 2 months. She said she felt as if she had gone back 20 years. Her energy returned, her memory improved, her blood pressure normalized, and she was able to resume activities she had abandoned years ago due to constant fatigue. She started walking again, started cooking for her family again, and even decided to learn a new skill she had always wanted to develop. Quality sleep literally transformed every aspect of her life. Another 82-year-old who was initially skeptical that these natural changes would work at her age decided to give them a try because she was desperate for a solution. She had tried several medications that caused uncomfortable side effects, and she was reluctant to consider more invasive treatments. When she gradually implemented all of these techniques, she was surprised to find that not only did her sleep improve, but symptoms she hadn't previously associated with apnea, such as morning joint pain and digestive issues, also resolved. She understood, for the first time, how sleep quality affects every system in the body. It's crucial to understand that sleep apnea isn't a life sentence. It's not something you simply have to accept as an inevitable part of aging. Your body has an incredible ability to heal and regenerate itself when you provide the right conditions. Regardless of your age, every night you implement these techniques is an investment in your future health, quality of life, and longevity. Restoring quality sleep not only improves how you feel the next day, but also has profound and lasting effects on your overall health. Restful sleep strengthens your immune system, improves your ability to regulate blood sugar, reduces inflammation throughout the body, improves heart function, and even stimulates the production of hormones that combat cellular aging. So now you have all the tools you need to transform your nights and regain your vital energy. You know exactly what to stop doing. Eliminate medications that excessively relax your respiratory muscles. Avoid heavy meals and sugars in the hours before bed. Stop sleeping on your back and keep your bedroom at a suitable temperature. And you know precisely what to start doing. Implement nighttime breathing exercises. Position your body correctly for sleep. Fully optimize your resting environment and prepare your airways for a restful night. Remember the journey to regaining. Your sleep quality is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient with yourself, be consistent in your practices, and celebrate each small improvement along the way. Some people notice significant differences in just a few days, while others may take a few weeks to see full results. The important thing is to not give up and continue implementing these techniques with dedication. I want to emphasize once again that it's never too late to restore your sleep quality. I've helped people as old as 85, 90, and even 95 completely transform their nights and consequently their lives. Age is just a number when it comes to your ability to heal and thrive. Your body wants to heal, it wants to function properly, and it's just waiting for you to provide the right conditions for that to happen. If you've made it this far, it means you're truly committed to making positive changes in your life. I'd like to ask that you like this video if it was helpful, and most importantly, share it with others who may be suffering in silence with sleep issues. You could be the person who completely changes someone's life by sharing this information. In the comments below, tell me which of these 4 actions you'll implement first tonight. Or if you've tried any of these techniques before, share your experience to motivate other viewers. Your story might be just what someone needs to hear to take the first step toward more peaceful nights. If you'd like to continue learning about how to optimize your sleep and overall health as you age, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I regularly publish content based on our community's questions and needs, so your feedback and suggestions truly shape what we create here. In the next video, I'll specifically discuss the best exercise and stretching positions seniors can do throughout the day to strengthen their respiratory muscles and further improve sleep quality. I'll also share recipes for natural teas that have been shown to be particularly effective in preparing the body for rest without causing dependency or side effects. Remember, you deserve to wake up every morning feeling rested, energized, and ready to enjoy every moment of your life. No matter how old you are, no matter how long you've been struggling with sleep problems, today could be the first day of a new phase in your life where restful sleep is no longer a dream, but your new reality. Implement these techniques with dedication. Be consistent and prepare to rediscover what it means to wake up truly rested. Your journey to restful nights and vibrant days begins tonight.